It is an honor and a great pleasure for me to introduce a colleague and a real longtime friend, Krishanti Dharmaraj, as one of our social justice activists to receive WIN's Circle of Courage Award for her courageous and groundbreaking advocacy and development work. Incredible work from the heart and with a social justice conscience. I first met Krishanti, I think it was in 1995, around the convening of the Beijing conference to speak about what human rights advocates and activists could do to bring the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action back to the women of the San Francisco Bay Area so that they could make a difference in our daily lives. Emerging out of her vision and her leadership role as the founding director of the Women's Institute for Leadership Development, WILD for Human Rights, and in collaboration with NGOs such as Amnesty International USA and the Women's Foundation, in collaboration with the San Francisco Commission on the Status of Women and the San Francisco Human Rights Commission, as well as the City and County of San Francisco Board of Supervisors, was the 1998 CEDAW ordinance. I know many of you heard about that, of the City and County of San Francisco, by which San Francisco became the first municipality in the world, to adopt a local ordinance reflecting the principles of CEDAW. Thank you, Krishanti, and we're going to get that, for the leadership role that you played in that groundbreaking initiative. Now clap for her. In addition, throughout her many decades of human rights advocacy, she has also been, for example, the Western Regional Spokesperson for Amnesty International USA. And I can mention here a lot of the work that we did. I was fortunate enough to be the chair of the board of directors of Amnesty International USA, and Krishanti was one of my board members whom I could always count on. We spent many days or evenings working on reports and things to the board to push the agenda along on human rights activities. So also thank Krishanti for that. She's been a director of the Domestic Violence Consortium in San Francisco, co-founder of the Sri Lanka Children's Fund, and creator of the Dignity Index, a human rights measurement tool and methodology used to reduce discrimination. And she is currently the executive director of IAngel, an international network of lawyers who believe in gender equality and justice for all people, and works to promote and help secure equity and rights for women and girls locally, nationally, and around the world. And she just told me when we spoke briefly this morning that you're going to be a visiting scholar at the Goldman Institute for Public Policy at UC Berkeley. So as you can see, Krishanti has been a tireless crusader on behalf of women and girls' human rights. She personifies our notion of a Circle of Courage awardee, one who has continuously demonstrated extraordinary courage in her life and work, of women working to go where no one else has gone, whether it be physically, emotionally, professionally, or spiritually. Women who have worked in many sectors and women of all cultures. It is a privilege and honor to have been able to work with her all of these years. And if you haven't already done so, I hope that you get to have that experience in the future. And now I want to leave time for you to hear from her. So congratulations, Krishanti, on your Circle of Courage Award.
I'm speechless. And those who know me well that that's rare. Thank you, Marilyn, Wynn, Julianne. Roma is not here, that I haven't seen. Kathleen, Charlie, for your courage in envisioning not just an afternoon like this, but a lifetime of work and gathering. So it is indeed an honor, and it's very humbling to be recognized by the pioneers. We have a lot of work to do, and I'm not going into detail because the world has exhibited itself that we won't be able to take a break anytime soon. But I want you, for a moment, to think about year 2035, 21 years from now. Okay. There are 196 countries currently in the world. Imagine that 110 of them have as their head of state a woman. Now imagine that the UN Security Council has all women, and they have eradicated war. Okay. And the $1.7 trillion that goes as military expenditure today, right, is cut down to maybe 600 million, okay, leaving about 3 million plus per country to work on military. And that money has gone to eradicate poverty. And that generation don't know what poverty is. And think about the United States. In year 2035, we would have a president and a vice president who are women. And the president, a Lakota woman. Think about the Senate. Of 100, we have 60 women, and 40 of them are women of color. And the Congress, 75% women. Not to mention that CEDAW would have been ratified and implemented in all the states of the country. Right? This is not far off. Imagine, we passed CEDAW when only less than 1,000 people knew what it meant in the United States in 1998. Okay? So we are not that far off in imagining and wanting something if you want it bad enough. But there are 3 things to go with it. One is that we have to shift the way we are thinking about problems. We have to go after what we want and dare to dream and ask for that, but not react to the violations. We have to index dignity, know what those points are that we are after, instead of reacting to human rights violations. Second, we have to transcend identity and have an inclusive approach, which means that while we come together as women, our solutions have to include men. If I care about my 2 daughters who are 7 and 10, I have to care about the black boys they're hanging out with because they are not safe. And if I can't care about those African American men, then my children would never not face violence. So our solutions have to transcend women. The third is around breaking the delusion the delusion of us and them. I am here today because 37 years ago, this month, the very same day, my parents' house was looted and bombed. Because my father is an ethnic minority. I'm from Sri Lanka. Okay? But if my house was not bombed, I wouldn't be doing human rights work. And I wouldn't be in the United States. My parents, as crazy as they are, got me to go thank the man who bombed the house when I started doing human rights work. What I'm saying is, like, it's no longer us and them, it's about us and us. And until we figure out solutions that are both philosophical as well as structural, that's the policy piece, that's the legislation piece, along with our extraordinary ability to change behavior, we would be in the same place, and we would not have a Lakota woman running our country. So thank you for this courageous award. I accept it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.